You see, one of the best things about videos like this is that these are the days where we enjoy the perks of being a small creator. You, welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time stopping by, welcome. This is Tolani Unscripted. This particular episode feels very, very special because one, this is this is actually going to be our last episode for Tolani Unscripted, like the unscripted. In this particular episode, I'm going to be giving you my 2025 wrap. I'm going to tell you what this year has been. Even with a couple of videos that I've shared with you guys on here, you can tell that this year has been a lot. So I put up a question poll and I asked you guys to ask me any question that you would like me to answer on this final episode. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to try as much as possible to answer some of the questions. So help me God. Just so you know, this episode is not to aspire to perspire or to tell you things that you're supposed to know in 2025. That's your business. That's actually your business. In this particular episode, I'm going to try as much as possible to be very honest with you about what my 2025 journey has been all about, what it took from me, what it gave to me. This is practical, real life situations, not aspire to perspire. I think you feel me now, right? In one word, how would you describe your 2025? To be honest, I'm trying to battle between growth and stretching. I think I will go with stretching because this year really stretched me. This year stretched me a lot. This year stretched me mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Actually, yeah, a lot of things happened this year. So I would say stretching because at the end of the day, stretching is also a form of growth, right? The biggest lesson you've learned about yourself recently. I would say one thing this year really taught me about myself is that I'm exactly what people say I am. Like how people talk about me, how people describe me, that's who I am. That's actually who I am. I think one thing I've struggled with in previous years is trying to fit in into the box of how people describe me. So sometimes when I hear people talk about me, I'm like, are you sure if you are not mistaken? But this year actually taught me that, yeah, all of those things that they say I am. It's okay to take it. I am. What's one life lesson you are most proud to have learned this year? Life lesson. There are many life lessons. Like I said, a lot of things happened this year. But I think one that particularly stood out for me this year is finally coming to the realization that some people don't actually hate you for you. Some people don't actually dislike you like that. Sometimes people just hate the fact that you're not stupid. People hate the fact that you're not an idiot. They hate the fact that you didn't settle for the things that they settled for. They hate the fact that the things that broke them did not break you. They hate the fact that the things that they were ignorant of and eventually became a victim of, you did not become a victim of that. Somehow, when it was your own time to go through that phase, you were not ignorant. They hate the fact that the things that they struggled with, the things that broke them, the things that were so difficult for them to come by, seem to come across as easy peasy for you. So in the real sense, they don't actually hate you, just hate the fact that you are living a life that they wish they had. And honestly, coming to this realization has helped me give more grace to people. So this year, if at any point anybody gives me a side eye, I'm like, okay, I give you grace. I give you, even me, I can't deal. And just that one mindset shift, that one thing that changed, made me add less drama. There were a lot of things I just wasn't ready to deal with because at the end of the day, when you think about it, that it's not about you, it's about what they are dealing with, it becomes less emotional for you. When it becomes less emotional for you, you become less invested in it. And you just go about your day and your life. So for me, yeah, that's probably one of the biggest life lessons that this year taught me. I absolutely love it. What lie did you believe about yourself that you no longer believe now? See, I know why this person asked me this question. And I'm just going to be honest and say you have caught me. I've been caught. Last year and previous years, a lot of people used to talk about how strict I am, how principled I am. And I used to feel like, where are you guys getting this from? Like, I'm sort of like the cutest, the softest, the most playful, the freest person that you can meet. I genuinely just believe that I was a very soft person and I was a very sweet person, and I didn't understand where all those principle thing was coming from. Let's just say I know better now. I mean, I still know that I'm a sweet person. I still know that I'm one of the like the sweetest person that you can meet. But I also kind of figured out over the course of the year that I might be somewhat strict. A little bit, maybe a little bit principled too in some aspect, especially when it comes to money, and my love life, and my family, and maybe my friends too. I'm sort of like very principled when it comes to things like that. Yeah, maybe a little bit strict too. So I did used to believe that I wasn't like that at the beginning of the year, but now, I mean, we learn every day. I learned that, and I'm dealing with that. Like I said, self-aware. What grew the most in your life this year? Oh, there were a couple of things that I would say really, really changed, developed positively for me this year. But if I were to pick one that would cut across every single part, I would say, I was going to say my wallet, but I would say my self awareness. Yeah. This year, I became more self aware. I started catching myself. I started noticing myself. I started paying attention to myself, not just to my positive trait, but also to the ones that are not so positive. I started paying attention to my triggers. I started paying attention to my patterns. I started paying attention to my responses, my actions, my reactions. Right now, I know that there are certain things that if you do it, I know exactly how I'm going to react to it. There's certain things that I know that if you say, or certain position that if you put me, I know I can almost tell you how I'm going to react in those situations. So yeah, it was actually very difficult as well. Sit side by side with some version of myself this year, like, girl, is that you? I can't believe that. I can't. What was one thing that excited you? What was one thing that excited you the most this year? I think for the largest part of 2025, one thing that consistently excited me, and you guys will not believe this, is the idea of getting married. I was in love. I absolutely, absolutely loved the idea of getting married. I don't know for whatever reason. This time last year, not that I didn't like the idea of getting married, but it was just there. Not like I was excited or anything. But this year, that absolutely, absolutely changed. It felt like, right? Ah, I don't know how to explain it. I just really, really liked the idea of being married to an amazing person. You know, the idea of companionship, having somebody to nurture, somebody to take care of, somebody that considers you as their person and you consider your own person. Like, I can go on and on and on about it. The idea of marriage just really, 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 really excited me this year. And to be fair, I think a good contributor to that was the fact that this year I had better clarity on the type of marriage I wanted to have and the kind of person I want to do together forever with. So yeah. Well, yeah, that was it. What was your hardest moment this year? Uh, I don't want to say there were none, but off the top of my head right now, I can't think of any, like any moment that I would say, oh, like this was where I eat like, oh, my hardest moment of the year. Alhamdulillah for that. Alhamdulillah, because to be honest, I can't think off the top of my head of any moment right now. And not to say that there were no moments where I felt like hiccups or I felt tense or I felt pressured at certain point in the year. Remember, I said earlier that this was the year that I grew a lot when it comes to self-awareness. This year, I realized that a big part of my anxiety, a big part of me panicking is when I don't share what the problem is. The minute I share what the issue is with some of my trusted people, some of my trusted friends, I just realized that it's not even as big as I thought it was. So yeah, there might have been moments, there were actually moments where I was in situations and I felt like shit. But the fact that, alhamdulillah, I had people, genuine, real, supportive, amazing people around me that I could share those moments with, just sort of like yeah, it never really got to that point where I would say that was the hardest moment of my life. Nah, alhamdulillah for that. What's one lesson you learned about love this year? Interesting. So I'm just gonna put this like, I don't know if there's anything on relationship here. I don't know. I'll check. So I'm just gonna, let's just say love slash relationship. One thing I learned about, don't let me say love generally, let me talk about my own love life, is that a nonchalant person cannot survive around me. Being nonchalant cannot survive with me. You have to be chalant. If you want to be here, it's not even like I intentionally want to push you away or anything. It's just that I wouldn't even notice you if you're not chalant. How can you not be chalant? But there, you have to be chalant. Love should not stress you. Love should not make you doubt. Love should not make you look over your shoulder. So for me, I don't know whatever lesson, maybe people have lesson that you have to learn. But for me, this year, I just knew that for it to sound like love, for me, it has to be chalant. It has to be chalant like mad. And it has to be very intentional. All this nonchalant, is a 10, she's a 10, but she's nonchalant. It can't work for me. It can't. You have to be very chalant and very intentional. Is chalant even an English word? I don't know, but you guys get the point, right? That's the good part. What changed about your friendship this year? I really want to skip this question because I feel like the person that asked me this question wants me to say something. Because, if I'm going to be honest, a lot of things actually changed about my friendships this year. But if I'm going to answer this question, I would say one thing that definitely changed about my friendship this year is that this year, two things actually. This year, I started embracing more the concept of a community, having your own people, having your own tribe. I thrived a lot this year because of my friendships. I'm going to say this with every ounce of pride and humility. I thrived a lot this year because of my friendships. I grew a lot this year because of the quality of the people that poured into me. I survived a lot this year because my friends refused to let me down. They refused to let go of my hand. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to say about friendship for me this year was the fact that this year I embraced more the concept of friendship compared to what I've always done in previous years. Now, the second part is that this year I also started embracing the fact that the friendships that no longer serve me do not deserve a place to stay. Naturally, I'm the kind of person that if I walk into a store and I see a very pretty shoe, it doesn't matter if it sizes me or not. It doesn't matter if I'm going to be able to wear it. It doesn't matter if it's comfortable or not. The fact that I like it, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to keep it. I can keep it for years without using it. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to want to own it. And that's the way I feel like I've approached my friendships over the years, except for this year. This year, one significant thing that changed was the fact that I became more intentional about my friendships. If it doesn't fit, I don't want to keep it. If it doesn't size me, I don't want to have it. If I've not worn it in years, and I know that I'm not going to wear it in years to come, there's no point of me owning it. And I'm not talking about shoes, I'm talking about friends. So based on that, obviously, I did lose a couple of friendships this year, but it is what it is. This question, why aren't you married yet? As hilarious as this question is, if you ask me this question in person, I probably will not answer. But this is Tolani Unscripted. I'm here, so I have to answer it. I would say respectfully, my dear, some of us, because of where we're coming from, we don't have the luxury to choose fast. Our only mandate is to get it right and do it once. So it's not about the speed, it's about the accuracy. Does that help? What scared you the most this year, but you did anyway? Scared. Interesting. I don't know. I get scared every now and then of things. But if I'm going to talk about something I was so worried about this year, but I did anyway, was this year I actually had to let go of two interesting friendships that I had. Two. I mean, I let go of a couple of friendships, but they were This particular two that were very significant for me because it worried me so much, it bothered me so much that I was going to let go of it. Or let me say one. The other one, maybe not as much, but there was one that actually worried me so much. And the reason is because each of these friendships, the two I'm talking about now, they both exist in the midst of a community. And like I said earlier, one of the things I was very intentional about this year was building a very healthy community, having my own people, having my own friends. I've said it before that my friends actually came true for me a lot this year. I didn't want this friendship to affect this community. These two communities I really cared about. I really cared about the people in this community. I really value the people in this community. I really respect, adore. Like I said, my friends did a lot for me this year. So it was really tough because it was a thing of community versus friendships. But alhamdulillah, at the end of the day, I think it kind of worked out fine. It kind of did well, but I was so worried about it. I was so worried that it might not work out fine, but it did. What are you most proud of yourself this year? This one is not even hard. I know it. I feel like what I'm most proud of this year is the fact that I took myself seriously. It might sound really funny, but this year I actually took myself very seriously. I invested a lot in myself. I poured into myself. I gave myself grace. I gave myself chances. I gave myself privileges. I forgave myself. I allowed Tolani to be a child again. Just giving myself the grace to be human. I feel like, yeah. And the fact that I kept showing up even on days that I didn't feel like it. Do you know how many times I posted on Tolani Unscripted this year? Do you know? I'm proud though. I actually feel like I did take myself very serious. Stop it. I actually feel like I did take myself very seriously this year. In fact, just looking at the growth of Tolani Unscripted alone, I can tell that I at least did my best and I will do better next year. What was the biggest career lesson you learned this year? I would say that, I think I've said this before, and for me, it's just the fact that hard work is always going to open the door, but your character, your personality, your mentors, your relationship with people, and your consistency is what is going to determine how long you're going to stay in the room. A lot of people don't take mentorship very seriously. A lot of people don't take attitude, personality very seriously when it comes to work. But I'll give you for free. One of the things that helped me this year, career-wise, was my mentor. My mentor literally carried me, helped me, scolded me. He practically did everything. There was nothing he didn't do. He opened doors. He kicked doors down for me. So a lot of time it's not just about what you know or the skills that you have. It's also about people who are in your corner, and the people in your corner are also determined by you yourself. What kind of behavior is in your hand? I'm not saying that I'm a good person, but at least, at the very least, what kind of behavior is in your hand is going to determine the kind of people that are willing to stick out their neck for you. So for me, hard work, relationship, mentorship, and consistency, super important for my career growth. What's a part of you that you had to let go this year? I think I've said it before. It's the part of me that used to hold on to things that don't matter or that don't fit, or just keeping things just for the sake of keeping it or because I like it. Now I focus more on functionality, things that are beneficial. I don't just keep things because I want to keep them or because I like them. I keep things because they're useful, because they are good to have, or because they're productive or anything. And I'm not just talking about things. I'm talking about people too and relationships. What would you say to your January 2025 self right now? I would say go, be flexible. Be flexible. I like the plans. I like the vision. I like how you say it. It's okay. It's fine. But let God take control. He knows better. He can see things that you're not saying. Yeah, it's okay to have the plan, but don't be too strict. Don't be too rigid, because God is about to blow your mind, because He did. I'm most grateful for in 2025. Wallahi, I'm grateful for people. I'm grateful for friends. I'm grateful for my team members. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for everyone that loved me genuinely, sincerely, even if it's not that deep. I'm just grateful that this year, a lot of people showed me so much love. A lot of people showed me so much affection. A lot of people cared for me. A lot of people looked out for me. A lot of people supported me. I am just really grateful for the gift of people and the gift of community. I love you guys. I love you so much. What are you carrying into 2026? Obviously, like I said, there are a couple of things that changed about me this year. So the first thing is I want to be much more intentional about the people in my life. Like I can't really just stop talking about the people in my life. That every time I think about the people in my life, you can see the excitement. So I really just want to be more intentional about them, to pour more into them, just like they have been pouring into me. I want to be more present for them, just like they have been very, very much present for me. Another thing I'm taking into 2026 is definitely my boundaries. My boundaries. My boundaries. I won't say much. And finally, definitely trusting God and letting Him take control, because the control that He took this year, I love it. I absolutely love it. What did Tolani Unscripted mean to you this year? Actually, I'm the one that put this one there. I'm the one that asked myself this one, because I just needed to express myself to you on how much this place felt like a safe space for me this year. It felt like a space where I could be the realest version of myself. Like this my community felt so safe. Felt like a place where I could endlessly just express myself, the joy, the laughter, the happiness, the wins. Definitely not the lows, because people will not see it. And that's just it, because even in real life, I don't think there are a lot of people that see me in my low moments. They are not. They are not. So everything that you get to see here is definitely who Tolani is in real life. And just having that safe space where I can actually express that is just so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much. I made it special. Thank you so much. And on that note, thank you so much for being a part of Tolani Unscripted 2025. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and sharing with your friends and families. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for following me on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for being a part of my lifestyle. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for making this a safe space for me. And here is to closing 2025 with gratitude and stepping into 2026 wiser, softer, and braver. And maybe a little bit more principled. We'll see about that. I love you guys, and I will see you in 2026.